Some people are really optimistic about what the new year may bring. Some people are less hopeful. And some people just don't give a shit because time is a human construct and who really cares if it's a new year because things just keep happening with no distinction between old and new years. Whichever camp you fall into, it's all good. We're all human beings. Let's just get through life and be as nice to each other as possible while we're doing it. One thing that we do all have in common is that we survived 2021, which I think is pretty notable, and that's definitely something to celebrate. So I thought it would be cool to put together a little compilation video, like a sort of year in review. So these are just the things that I think are maybe my best tips and stuff from videos that I did this year. Maybe they're from videos from before you subscribed. Maybe you just missed some of those videos. Maybe you just forgot some of these tips because there's a lot going on in your brain right now. That's totally understandable. So here they are. Reference your rig into your file. Don't just go into your main rig file and start animating from it. Like, ew. Guys, come on. That little sun-looking dude, he's your friend. You won't always be lucky enough to see or hear when companies are looking for new talent and new freelancers, so it's better for you to just go ahead and show yours to them. Your talent, not anything else. Don't show them anything else of yours. And don't make the mistake of thinking that the only jobs available to people in the CG industry or animators are in movies or games or animated series. There is plenty of work in digital media, commercials and marketing and content for corporates and social media, the medical industry, virtual and augmented reality, fashion, architecture, engineering, the list goes on. So you imagine that there's this line across your scene. Your camera needs to stay on the same side of this line within this 180 degrees. Even when you change to another angle, because otherwise it'll break the continuity and disorient your audience. Everything in your shot is important, not just the characters. The environment, the scenery, it all gives really important contextual clues for the storyline and for what's happening with your characters. Things like time of day, mood, ambience, that sort of thing is really important. And the stuff in the environment also helps to lead your eye to the focal point. Have you ever heard of the Pomodoro technique? So basically, this is a time management technique where you break your time up into 25-minute intervals. It doesn't have to be 25 minutes, but that's the most common. And then you concentrate on one task for that 25 minutes, no interruptions. Seriously, get a contract, get them to sign it just to protect yourself. And make sure that the payment terms are clear. Always get a deposit. I know it's another thing where it's like kind of orkies to ask somebody to pay you before you've started work, but just some sort of sign of faith that they are going to actually be able to pay you. So talking of animation, let's look at the ease of animation in each of these apps. Maya is more commonly used for animation heavy projects because it has a better tool set for keyframing and curves, and the workflow is a bit easier, which is why it's the industry standard for films and TV. Maya is definitely hands down the favorite when it comes to actual animation. That's not to say you can't animate nicely in 3ds Max, obviously you can. It's just that Maya is a little bit better set up for it. Money! If you don't know what an NFT is, it stands for non-fungible token. And it's a collectible digital artwork or asset that sits on the blockchain, just like Bitcoin, but unlike Bitcoin, it's not fungible, it's unique. First, you need to look at the cohesiveness of a shot. If you're working on a team and there's someone else working on the shot before yours and somebody else working on the shot after yours, you need to look at the context of your shot and the emotional beats they're hitting before and after your shot so that there's a cohesiveness between all your shots and they flow seamlessly into one another. A storyboard is a visual representation of your script. It lets you see the script play out rather than just having to try and imagine it in your head. Here is the establishing shot. This shows the setting of your scene and it gives the viewer context for where the scene is occurring, where all the action is going to happen. It can be really difficult finding jobs and it really helps to actually build up a network. I know that a lot of animators, myself included, are not the most social people. I mean, I'm not social at all, and that's partly why I became an animator, because I thought I wouldn't be required to be social. Joke's on me. But you actually really need to network and build up relationships with people around you and clients and potential clients so that when you are looking for work, you're the first person people think of when they need an animator. I use Blender a lot, and you might think that it's only for 3D animation, but oh no, my sweet child. With Grease Pencil, you can do 2D animation too. So with modeling organic things like characters and stuff like that, topology, if you're going to be animating the character, is obviously extremely important. The way it's going to deform, where the edge loops go and stuff like that. So you must always make sure that it has good topology. She pushes his knife aside in a sweeping arc. We cut back to her face from a high angle again, as if we're looking down at her from his viewpoint. And all you see is determination and obviously aggression, and her expression's fanning out here. It's really expressive, and she's looking right at him like, I'm gonna make you my bitch. So you should totally use overshoot in your animation and motion graphics, because you're worth it. And so is your audience. Thank you so much to everyone for all the support, the lovely comments that I get. And thank you so much to my patrons, especially the wind beneath my wings. You guys know who you are, and so does everyone else, because your names are up here or here, wherever fits best in the frame. Maybe both sides. I hope my videos have been helpful. Subscribe to keep up to date and have a great year. Thanks for watching, guys. Love ya. Bye.